more than 40 million Americans are getting food assistance in what is supposed to be one of the richest or the richest country in the world. What does that mean about what does that tell you about our economy?
Well, that's kind of a political question. Obviously, economically, it doesn't suggest that we're allocating our resources in the best way. This is SNAP's been a big political football in Washington, and it's even more so now because it's in the middle of this government shutdown argument. But the Republicans have said that along with Medicaid, they want people who get these benefits, they should work. But 98% of them or 96% of them, I think, are children in school or caregivers or retired people. So that doesn't that doesn't really work either. So it's kind of it comes down to what kind of country do you want to have, and how do you believe that you get there? Because there's certainly an argument that Republicans make that people should make their own way, or that this should be handled privately by charities and things like that.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk about, Mike, is who picks up the slack in a situation like this. I have family all over the country, and we have, like many families out there, group texts where we're talking about everything. And my mom and my sister brought up something interesting, and it's the idea that on Halloween, people are thinking about making available foodstuffs, like shelf-stable things that they can give away to people who might experience hardship if they are losing SNAP benefits. They're talking about schools in different parts of the country, and these are local issues, but it's also a national issue. Having parents step in to help other students who would traditionally get SNAP assistance, and instead the parents at the school, or even people who don't even go to the school, are bringing food to the schools. It seems like people are stepping in.
Yeah, it's been kind of a nationwide thing, and a number of states are saying they will do their best to cover as much as they can. The administration has said those states will not be reimbursed. And of course, they don't have the money to fund the entire program. All this SNAP money is federal money. So they've got to take it from somewhere else, and they won't have enough for a whole month. But there is certainly a rising effort to take care of it.
We're going to get to the Fed, I promise, in a second. But this conversation really has me thinking about the way that a government dollar that goes out has this multiplier effect when it is spent by somebody buying something. Do we have any research on that? Do you have anything on the top of your head, Mike, about a SNAP benefit and to what extent that ripples through the economy? And the absence of that would actually cause some sort of pullback.
Well, it would. Just basic economics. If the dollar's not spent, it doesn't cycle through the economy. I don't have any specific numbers on SNAP itself, but again, it's $8 billion a month, roughly. So that's money that does, comes from the taxpayers at one place or another, or comes from selling bonds to Wall Street, probably. And then that money goes through the economy, goes to the store, and the store then, pays its suppliers who pay its workers, and et cetera.
I'm going to call an audible. We were going to talk to Nathan Dean after we were done with Mike, but because we're talking about SNAP and Americans and food benefits and the government shutdown, we do want to bring in Bloomberg Intelligence senior policy analyst Nathan Dean into the conversation. And Mike, we're going to come back to you on the Fed, but Nathan, I'm assuming you're listening to us. I mean, Mike mentioned SNAP benefits are, I guess, a political football, if you will. What are your thoughts about this against this government this government shutdown, that it is impacting workers, it's impacting Americans?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, this was one of the key pressure points of which would potentially bring Congress together on a deal. And obviously that didn't occur. But I will say is that there's open ideas, call them chit chats, as we go into next week among some of certain Democratic senators about this idea of reopening the government. Now, today's ruling most likely takes away a little bit of that pressure if the administration falls through and actually pays the benefits here. But from an investment point of view, I just point out here is that it's really Walmart, Kroger, and Albertsons are the three equities that you should be looking at in terms of SNAP benefits. Walmart takes in about 25% of SNAP. Kroger and Albertsons around 8 to 6%. So if this were to go into November, and I don't think it will, but if this were to go into late November, into December, those three equities in particular would be harmed by this decision, or by the idea of not paying out SNAP benefits.